Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Julie, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial on how I style my hair. I have a blunt cut, and basically it's just a lob or a long bob. You'll also notice that in the title I call it touchable hair, and the reason for that is that I don't like when I touch my hair for my fingers to come away sticky, and I like my hair to have movement, and I like to be able to touch it, play with it, and have it be no fuss. Basically, I want to style it and then forget about it. If you want to see the way that I style my hair, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so obviously the lighting isn't great. We're in my bathroom right now. But I just wanted to do my hair in the place that I normally do it, which is standing right here, and I have a mirror, kind of like a corner mirror, that I can check the back and make sure everything looks good. I actually already filmed this video one time and I didn't like how my hair turned out, and it's because I was using my little mirror in the viewfinder and it just didn't work. So we're just going to struggle through this lighting together today. So before we get started, I'll show you everything that I'm going to use right now, and then I'll show you a couple products at the end. So the first thing that you're gonna need is a brush. This is the brush I use. It's just a wet brush, and I don't have a full-size one. This one's actually totally fine because I don't have a lot of hair. The next one, I really should have cleaned these out. Maybe I should take a step back. And you won't see how gross this is. There's hair in it. It's a big round brush and it has holes in it so that I can blow dry and use it to kind of get a little bit of lift. I'll be totally honest, I don't use this all the time. I don't even use it like every day. I should, but sometimes I'm just trying to go real quick and I skip this part. But if you're looking for how to get like the best result, blow dry with a round brush. Now, one thing I do use every day is this. This is the Eva NYC Main Magic 10-in-1 primer, and this is what I spray into my hair to protect it from the heat, but it actually does a lot more than that. It has argan oil, sunflower seed oil, and it's supposed to do 10 different things. So I don't really know all the 10 different things, but I know that the reason I use it is to protect my hair. It also conditions your hair because of all the oils, and it's supposed to cut down on dry time. Now, the blow dryer I use, it's not great. It's really cheap and mine broke, and so I just picked up this cheap Conair 1875. I think it was $10 on Amazon. I just needed something real quick, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but that's what I'm using. So one thing that is totally necessary for this hair tutorial, and I think probably like the key piece, is this curling wand right here. This is a bed head inverted curling wand. I think that's what it's called anyway. But basically it's slimmer at the base and thicker at the top. It's not a very big size, but when you have this short of hair, that's kind of what you're looking for. And finally, the last thing I use is a straightener. This is just the bed head attention grabber straightener. And so there we go. That's everything that I'm going to use this morning, and then I'll show you a couple things at the end. So obviously my hair is wet from the shower, so I'm going to take my spray to start, and I'm just going to give it a nice generous spray, and then I'm going to kind of run the product through all of my hair. I'm going to do a light dust on top also from farther away because I don't want this to make my hair greasy, but I do want to protect this top part of my hair. I also like to find my natural part, so what I do is I comb all of my hair back, and I like my part to be a little bit to the side. So if you want to make sure to get the same part every time, comb all of your hair back and you can kind of push it forward and some natural parts will emerge. I'm gonna just go with that one. And now I'm ready to start blow drying. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention that you're going to need is either a little clip or a hair tie Either one of these work totally fine. I'm gonna use a clip since I have it. And I'm going to take my hair and section it off. You could do however many sections you need to depending on how thick your hair is. My hair is not very thick, so right around my eye line, I'm going to just go straight back and get a section like this. And with this top part, I'm going to clip it on top of my head, like so. Now I don't curl the most under parts of my hair because I burn my hand every single time. Every time. So I'm not gonna do that, but I am going to take kind of this part of the underneath and just start there. These curls are going to give my hair more body overall, but they're not going to make or break my hair, so I like to start with these. So what I do is I take little sections about this big. If I pinch it, you can see it's a very small amount of hair. I take little sections like this and I start curling. So I'm going to use the wand. Now for this side of my head, I like to bring it back around because that's the easiest way for me to wrap it around without burning myself. And then for this side, I switch hands and I do it this way. So forward and down and back and down. And I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'm going to leave an inch or two at the bottom, and I'm just going to hold it for a second and let it go, or a few seconds. And then I kind of pull on it a little bit, and that's all we're gonna do with that piece for now. So then I'm gonna take another section back, and I curled away from my face. I always curl away from my face when I'm at the front of my hair, and then usually the next curl back, or maybe two back, I'll do towards my face. So I'm going to, actually going back doesn't really make much sense. So I'm gonna go in front, hold it downward, and then I'm going to wrap it. And as you can see, I only wrapped it like 1.5 times. I'm gonna hold it. I like to tap on the hair just to see how hot it's getting. Pull it out and you got your curl. And basically, I'm just gonna alternate. So I really only have one more little section that I'll do on this side. And this one's gonna go away from my face. And I'm holding it towards the base of the curling wand, and voila. So same with this side. I'm going to do away from my face, towards my face, away from my face. Okay, so as you can see, it's further down on the wand. I also touched my hand to the wand. I burn myself constantly, so maybe I shouldn't be the one giving this hair tutorial, but it didn't burn me. It was quick enough of a touch, but as you can see, that curl was further down on the wand. So some of them are, I'm curling really close, some I'm further out, and I kind of like the randomness of it. This helps me to get kind of random tousled curls instead of really structured ones. So you don't have to worry so much about where it is on the wand or how the hair is laying down on the wand. We want them to just be not very structured. And there's definitely hair underneath that hasn't been curled, but I don't care. I don't notice a difference, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, and obviously I can't see the back of my head, so once I've curled this piece, I'm gonna let it go, and I'm going to kind of let them cool down. You want to let them cool down before you brush through them too much, but I kind of pull on them because I don't want them to be super tight curls anyway. But once I'm done, here's what it looks like. Now that those are done, I'm going to move on to the next layer up. I'm not going to really run my fingers through them too much or anything. So now I'm going to go for the next layer, and I just kind of choose the thickness day to day. So I'm going to take this much, if that shows you, on just this one side. So now for this, I'm actually gonna start at the back and I'm gonna curl this piece back. And this is a bigger amount of hair, and it's wrapping around more, but that's okay. It's longer as I get towards the top because of the haircut, I don't know what I'm saying. That piece was back, so the next one's going to be forward, and the next one's going to be back. So I'm splitting these. Obviously, you can see it's not a lot of hair, even though it's more than I was doing before. But yeah, this piece is going to go forward. And so it wraps around more times because it's longer pieces of hair. And I like to keep a few inches at the top off of the curling one because I don't like the front of my hair to be ultra curled. So that's good. Now I'm gonna do the other side. And it is a very thin section, but now that we're at the top, I'm actually going to curl smaller sections. So at the back, I'm going to do just this little bit, and I'm going to curl it away from my face. And I'm actually going to go a bit closer to the root and leaving some at the bottom uncurled. That. And when you have a smaller amount of hair on the curling wand, you want to make sure that you don't hold the curl on there for too long. And this one, when I'm curling forward, I like to kind of turn my wand sideways so I don't get a weird crimp. Kind of got a little bit of a weird crimp, but it's fine. That happens to me all the time. And the last section right at the front, and again I'm going to leave a little bit of this hair uncurled at the top, and I'm going to wrap the hair like so, and pull this one because I don't want it to be too tight of a ringlet. And there's that side completed. Same thing, so basically all of this I'm not going to curl. So now all of my hair is curled and it looks like this, and I haven't been touching the curls, I haven't been brushing them out, so it looks a little crazy, but bear with me. Now I'm just waiting a second to let these final curls cool down because they're a little bit warm still. And if you run your fingers through or brush your hair while your curls are still hot, you're going to undo them completely. And even though we're definitely going to tone them down, we don't want to undo them completely. So I'm gonna start over on this side because I know these are cooled down, and I'm just going to run my fingers from bottom up and out, and then just run my fingers through the curls. You can see I definitely have more volume, full 360 spin. So now we're gonna go in with our straightener. So this is going to help tone everything down a little bit. The reason I like to go in with this is because I don't always want my curls to be quite so tight. So I use this to run through quickly to kind of create more of a wave than a curl. And then at the bottom, I actually like my hair to all be pointing in the same direction, I guess. So you can see like this piece right here is just going straight in. So I'm going to straighten the bottoms so that they're all pointed the same way. I did leave my hair out as I was curling it to make this part easier and to not unnecessarily put heat on my hair. So I'm gonna start by doing that. I'm just going to grab all of my hair and quickly go over the bottoms. I like to just grasp it, pull, and then just go over the bottom. So you'll notice that there are still a couple parts right in here that are pointing kind of everywhere. So if I pull back this, you can see where the problem stems, which is this curl right here. I'm gonna tone this one down quite a bit because it got just a little too curly. So I'm gonna take it and I'm going to run my straightener over the whole thing quickly. And as you can see, it's now a wave and it's pointing in the right direction. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Sometimes these under curls are what make it a little bit too curly. So quickly lingering at the end a little bit, and there you go, it's more of a wave. All of this is still too curly for me. I'm gonna take some focused attention on my front pieces because those pieces are so important. They're what frames your face, and they're a little bit harder to get right. So I'm just going to take that hair, run my fingers through it, pull it a little bit straight, and really fast run over it. And you can see that just kind of tamed it down a little bit. I still have too much of a curl right here that's going right into my eye. So I'm really quickly just going to run over that and just real lightly. There we go. So it's a little bit softer now. So now I have my front essentially done. Now I'm gonna really quickly run over the rest of my hair with the straightener. Really quickly. If you linger too long, you're just gonna totally straighten it out, so you just gotta go over everything quickly and not precisely. You don't have to worry about it all being perfect, but basically I'm gonna grab a handful of hair and go over it real quick. If there's little sections that you want to go over a little bit more, like right here, there's just kind of tight curls, I'm just gonna take and go over that real fast, and that's it. Same with this side, just that little bit. Now, this is pretty close to done, so now I'm just going to run my fingers through and make everything a little bit messy. It's still a little bit warm from putting the heat on it, but not as warm as when we curled it, so it kind of tames it down even a little bit more. Basically, that is everything. So now I'm going to show you how I make this last. Usually it'll just last like one day. It won't last past that for me, but if your hair really holds a wave or a curl well, you might be able to get away with more than that. But for me, my hair the following day starts to get oily at the root and dry at the tips. And if I wear it for 3 days, then it's definitely like that. So these are the products that I've been using that really help tame everything down. So the first thing I'll talk about is the dry shampoo that I use. This is Not Your Mother's Clean Freak Refreshing Dry Shampoo. And like I mentioned before, the whole idea of this hairdo is that it's touchable. Like I can touch it, run my fingers through it, and there's really no product. There's that leave-in conditioner with oils, but my hair's really kind of absorbed that, or it's been, you know, burned off by the heat I put in it. So my hair is left really touchable and not stiff. I'm not going to touch it and come away with sticky fingers, and I'm not going to touch it and then end up clumping it together because it has hairspray in it or anything like that. So this I really like because it feels clean. It doesn't feel as gritty as some of the other ones that I've used, and so this is my dry shampoo of choice. Also, it smells really fresh, and I like that because, you know, especially on warmer days, I like my hair to smell good, and after not washing for a day, sometimes I worry about that. So this will help your hair still smell clean and fresh. The other thing that I like to use, and this one has been more key for me lately, is a hair oil. I've been using this one. This is the Shea Moisture 100% Virgin Coconut Oil Daily Hydration Finishing Oil Serum with coconut milk and I don't know how to say that. But yeah, that's a really long name, but it's basically the finishing oil serum. And I just take one, it doesn't spray like a mist, it sprays like a stream. So I'll take one spray, put it in my palms, really rub it all over in my palms and on my fingertips, make sure I have a nice thin layer, and then I will take it and run through the ends of my hair, making sure not to get up too high because I'm gonna add oil to an oily scalp, but all of the dry ends I'll run it through, and it will really refresh the waves and hydrate your hair at the same time. So this has been amazing, and I've been using it for a long time, and you can see it's super full because I really only need one spray of this to completely hydrate my hair. So that's everything, guys. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more, and hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.